Well, it was supposed to be a happy time, but all of that changed when their newly adopted pet turned on an East Texas family.
Tammy Boshears adopted the dog from the Jacksonville Animal Shelter, but little did she know he would attack both of her sons. Tonight she's sharing her story with CBS 19's Taylor DeHaze.
We had already picked out a name. It was Duke.
She wanted to give him a forever home.
Immediately, I fell in love with him. He was beautiful. He was sweet. He loved on me.
Tammy Boshears says after 2 hours with her family, the dog snapped at her son, who has epilepsy.
It had put my son into a seizure because it scared him.
Hours later, the dog snapped again, this time at her younger son.
Knelt down in front of him to talk to him, and he snapped. And then he did attack, and he punctured the skin. It was right here.
We can't guarantee that, what's going to happen once you leave.
Tanya Harris is a sergeant for the Jacksonville Police Department and runs the Animal Control Division. She says the Rottweiler was picked up from the Boshears' home and is now in quarantine. Per Texas law, Harris says if an animal adopted from a shelter breaks skin of a person, they must contain it for 10 days.
We're sorry that any, or kid or anybody gets bit. Again, that falls back on, we don't know what kind of life these animals had before we get them into the shelter.
That's the reason the shelter requires people adopting animals to sign a liability waiver. I acknowledge that due to the unpredictable nature of animals, certain risks and dangers may occur while caring for an animal, including risks of injury to a person. Harris says the shelter has an evaluation process. For at least 72 hours, the shelter watches the dogs around other animals and people, including small children. During that time, if there are any problems, no matter how small,
digs out, climbs a fence, we tell them all that.
The future owner will be informed. While Boshears is not putting any blame on the animal shelter, she wishes she would have spent more time with the dog before bringing him home.
It cost me $40, but what happened for $40 was an expensive ER visit, a seizure, a lot of heartache, because now I worry about the fact that I brought this dog into my home.
In Jacksonville, Taylor DeHaze, CBS 19.
Once the 10-day quarantine is over, the dog will be put through another 72-hour evaluation period. From there, the shelter will decide if it's still adoptable.